Please welcome Penny Young Nance. Penny, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's such an honor to be here with you, Governor. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Let's talk about why is it that if a woman is conservative, the media pretends that she doesn't even exist?
You know, you are right on about that, and we certainly at Concerned Women for America experienced that, you know, particularly recently during the Kavanaugh hearings. Concerned Women for America supported Justice Kavanaugh. We had a rally of 500 women on Capitol Hill in favor of him. I bet you didn't hear about that very much, did you?
Did not hear about it, no.
I can tell you the mainstream media went out of their way to ignore us. We had at different times a couple of hundred women over going from office to office on the Senate in support of him. And literally, we had members of the media turn their back and tell us that they were not here to cover our side. We love our families. We love our children. We support life. We support religious freedom. And we don't build into that all women are leftist narrative and you don't like it. We are the opposite. We're the counterpoint to the Women's March, and that's a threat to them.
The truth was, because I know that one of the messages you had, women are not only concerned about their daughters, they're concerned about their sons, their husbands, their brothers.
That's right.
And that was sort of missed by the liberals. They just assumed that all women would believe all women and would believe all men were liars. And you guys were saying, well, if I believe that, then I would put my sons, my brothers, my husband at risk of losing everything because of an accusation that had not gone through due process and being proven.
Well, that's 100% correct. You know, unfortunately, I can speak to this as a card-carrying member, sadly, of the Me Too movement, Governor. You probably don't even know this about me. When I was expecting my first child, I was attacked by a stranger out on a running path in Northern Virginia. And a woman, a complete stranger, came to my aid and rescued and stopped me from being raped. But he was convicted of an attempted rape. And I was physically assaulted by him. And so I have my own story. And many of us do. In fact, going around the country at sort of this cultural moment, I have heard the stories of women. And they are heartbreaking and they're horrific. And we believe women and we want to listen to women. But we also believe in the rule of law. And we also believe that there has to be corroboration. And we recognize that we're all broken. Men and women are broken, and you don't get extra morality just because you're born a woman. And so we do not believe that just because there is two words, she said, that suddenly someone is convicted in the court of public opinion. There has to be proof. And we knew all along that this was the case of the woman that mattered the most in the case of Brett Kavanaugh's name was Jane Roe. And we knew that there was going to be a lot of acrimony around his nomination, but we didn't expect this level. And when we looked at what happened and understood that there was no corroboration after 6 FBI investigations, and then after the 7th FBI investigation, which if you talk to people who read it, and I have, did more to explain that, you know, he was innocent, we had to support him. And by the way, it was more than just, as you said, about Brett Kavanaugh. It's about the fact that we have to have a world in which people's stories are corroborated, where there's a rule of law, and we have daughters and we have sons, and we want there to be justice in this country.
You know, Penny, women also lead the pro-life movement. It's not about a bunch of men trying to impose their will upon women. Women and Concerned Women of America is a leading organization in that way. What is it the media misses about why women, so many of them, are pro-life?
We understand this issue because we are the bringers of life. We are the women who produce children, and we understand the importance of life in the womb. And when you look at the data around what we're working for on the federal level, the 20-week ban going into the 5th month, going to the 6th month of gestation, when a baby in the womb has all of her major organs, has fingernails and eyebrows, can hear and respond to her mother's voice, and can feel pain. She's a member of our human family, and and deserves to have her civil rights protected. The vast majority of women understand that message because we are the givers of life. And again, as we've talked about before, the mainstream media does not want to talk about this, but they're much more in line with us than the other side.
Well, I'm grateful, Penny, for your voice and that of millions of other women, so many of whom are a part of Concerned Women of America. Let me say that if you want to join with 500,000 other women committed to excellence in our government, families, and future, you should visit concernedwomen.org. It's there on your screen, but one more time, it's concernedwomen.org. Very influential, strong organization. You can also follow Penny on social media at PY Nance.